The dark liquid in your morning cup is widely misunderstood as a mere vehicle for artificial energy and frantic productivity. For decades, the health community warned against its consumption by mistakenly linking it to cardiovascular issues and chronic dehydration. Modern nutritional science has shifted this outdated narrative by revealing the complex cellular mechanisms triggered by the roasted bean. You are actually holding a highly complex botanical compound that may help support your body against age-related decline. When utilized with strict and unwavering discipline, it transforms from a casual beverage into a powerful physiological support. However, millions of people unknowingly consume this active plant extract at the wrong times and in highly suboptimal formats. True biological optimization requires you to understand the precise biochemical reactions occurring deep within your cellular architecture. Today, we will dissect the science-backed approach designed to help optimize your daily coffee habit for better long-term wellness. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we must strictly govern our internal choices to build a resilient mind. Applying this timeless wisdom to modern biology means treating your morning routine with deep intentionality and scientific precision. Your liver serves as the primary chemical processing plant responsible for detoxifying various compounds entering your bloodstream. Relentless exposure to modern dietary stressors places a continuous oxidative burden on your vital hepatic cells. High-quality black coffee operates as a remarkably powerful natural barrier to help protect this essential organ from oxidative stress. The hidden biological asset within the dark roast is a highly active organic compound known scientifically as chlorogenic acid. This profound antioxidant helps neutralize free radicals long before they can inflict severe damage upon your cellular structures. Extensive observational studies consistently demonstrate that regular black coffee consumption is associated with healthier liver enzyme levels in adults. This easily measurable reduction in hepatic stress directly correlates with enhanced tissue repair and robust biological resilience. Consistent daily intake is linked to a lowered mathematical probability of developing certain severe liver conditions throughout your lifetime. It effectively supports the natural pathways that help prevent the silent accumulation of internal scar tissue over time. Nature has provided you with an excellent natural detoxifying support, perfectly disguised within your deeply ingrained morning cultural ritual. However, this incredible biological assistance comes with a crucial mechanical requirement that you should ideally not ignore. Traditional brewing methods that rely on direct immersion or metal meshes can introduce hidden cardiovascular variables directly into your cup. Unfiltered coffee contains exceptionally high concentrations of oily lipid molecules known to biochemists as caffeistol and caviol. These microscopic botanical oils can interact with your hepatic receptors and contribute to an increase in blood cholesterol levels. Consuming unfiltered preparations daily may consistently elevate your low-density lipoprotein levels and potentially impact your cardiovascular wellness. The elegant and scientifically validated solution to this lipid variable is the simple and inexpensive bleached paper filter. Tightly woven paper fibers act as an incredibly effective microscopic net that physically traps these specific lipid oils. This brilliant mechanical filtration successfully removes the systemic variable while allowing all vital water-soluble antioxidants to pass through unimpeded. You might view the pristine paper filter as a highly recommended tool for supporting your long-term heart health. Beyond the physical support of the liver, the therapeutic impact of this dark brew extends forcefully into your brain. Gradual cognitive decline remains one of the most concerning biological challenges facing the modern aging population today. The invisible accumulation of certain metabolic waste proteins serves as one of the biological factors associated with cognitive issues. These heavy protein deposits can crowd delicate neural pathways and disrupt essential synaptic connections over the decades. Rigorous scientific research provides evidence that moderate daily coffee consumption offers valuable support for neurological health and preservation. Specific phenolic compounds forged during the intense thermal roasting process act as a targeted biological defense system for neurons. They actively and continuously help suppress the chronic systemic inflammation that quietly erodes their memory capacity over multiple decades. Individuals maintaining a disciplined daily intake often demonstrate better cognitive volume in the hippocampus during advanced old age. This directly translates to sharper short-term memory retention and a vastly sustained processing speed for complex intellectual tasks. You are ingesting a rich natural source of protective compounds purposefully designed to help preserve your valuable biological assets. The human brain is heavily guarded by a highly restrictive biological fortress known medically as the blood-brain barrier. This microscopic membrane is incredibly selective and actively prevents the vast majority of dietary compounds from entering the skull. Caffeine and its associated neuroprotective metabolites possess the precise molecular structure required to cross this membrane entirely effortlessly. Once safely inside the neural environment, they immediately help initiate a cascade of highly beneficial biochemical maintenance reactions. A highly critical metabolic outcome is the stimulation and targeted release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This essential protein functions exactly like a high-grade biological fertilizer for your incredibly complex network of gray matter. It actively promotes the natural neurogenesis of fresh, healthy neurons while simultaneously reinforcing the structural integrity of existing synapses. A brain supported by this specific neurotrophic factor becomes more resilient against psychological stress and capable of tremendous plasticity. Every well-timed morning sip is actively encouraging your central nervous system to rebuild and heavily fortify its infrastructure. This represents an excellent biological strategy for maintaining intellectual sharpness throughout an incredibly long and demanding professional career. To safely unlock these profound neurological benefits without disrupting your natural energy levels, you must respect chronobiological laws. One of the least optimal choices you can make is consuming pure caffeine the exact moment you open your eyes. Human evolutionary biology features a flawlessly designed waking mechanism known clinically as the cortisol awakening response. Your adrenal glands naturally flood your vascular system with cortisol to transition you smoothly from deep sleep into alertness. Introducing an active stimulant during this precise biological window creates an unnecessary and highly disruptive hormonal collision. The foreign caffeine competes with your natural cortisol peak and effectively blunts your body's innate waking mechanism. This strategy often leads to the rapid development of severe chemical tolerance and an inevitable afternoon energy crash. The science-based approach encourages rigorous stoic discipline to delay your very first cup for exactly 90 minutes. This strategic 90-minute delay allows your natural hormonal curve to fully peak and gracefully begin its natural downward descent. Only then should you introduce the chemical assistance to seamlessly bridge the biological gap into sustained daytime productivity. Understanding this crucial 90-minute rule requires a deep dive into the specific molecular mechanics of your cellular fatigue receptors. Throughout your active waking hours, a chemical byproduct known as adenosine constantly accumulates inside your central nervous system. When these heavy molecules successfully bind to their specific neural receptors, they generate the undeniable physical sensation of exhaustion. Caffeine achieves its familiar stimulant effect simply by perfectly mimicking the three-dimensional physical shape of the adenosine molecule. It seamlessly locks into the empty receptors like a microscopic key, but completely fails to trigger the actual fatigue signal. By strategically delaying your morning intake, you allow the remnants of sleep-induced adenosine to naturally clear from your brain. When you finally consume your filtered brew, the fresh caffeine perfectly blocks the newly forming adenosine from successfully attaching. This creates an incredibly smooth and beautifully unbroken trajectory of high-level cognitive performance that easily lasts until late afternoon. You effectively mitigate the dreaded midday crash by simply aligning your chemical consumption with your true biological circadian rhythms. The meticulous optimization of your morning routine also yields tremendous secondary benefits for comprehensive calorie management and energy expenditure. Your basal metabolic rate represents the baseline energy naturally required to keep your internal biological systems functioning properly. Pure black coffee operates as a powerful thermogenic agent that actively encourages your body to elevate this resting expenditure. Your central caffeine directly stimulates your sympathetic nervous system and triggers the mobilization of stored fatty acids. Your cellular mitochondria can then oxidize these newly circulating lipids to generate internal heat and maintain the elevated metabolic state. This continuous background calorie burning occurs entirely independently of your dedicated and intense physical exercise sessions. Maintaining a highly efficient basal metabolic rate is a foundational cornerstone for managing gradual age-related weight changes over decades. Beyond the resting metabolic increase, this daily habit significantly influences a crucial physiological concept known as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This refers directly to the vast amount of subconscious energy you burn through minor physical movements during normal daily routines. Simple actions like maintaining strict upright posture and pacing while thinking contribute massively to your overall daily calorie deficit. The mild and highly sustained central nervous system stimulation provided by filtered coffee drastically increases this spontaneous physical activity. Your brain subconsciously encourages your intricate muscular system to remain fully engaged and physically dynamic without conscious effort. This entirely hidden mechanism easily accounts for a significant number of additional calories burned cleanly by the time the sun sets. Over the course of a single calendar year, this elevated non-exercise activity thermogenesis translates into measurable physiological benefits. It serves to perfectly bridge the metabolic gap between intense scheduled workouts and a largely sedentary modern professional lifestyle. However, this magnificent metabolic engine is instantly compromised the moment you introduce heavy artificial additives into your cup. The modern dietary landscape is completely saturated with highly processed liquid calories disguised as perfectly acceptable morning social beverages. Adding heavy dairy creams and dense processed sugars transforms a precise botanical tool into a heavy metabolic burden. You must rigorously understand the concept of calorie density to fully protect your long-term health and physical wellness. A pure cup of carefully filtered black coffee contains an absolute maximum of 5 negligible calories with 0 metabolic consequence. A standard commercial flavored drink easily exceeds 400 completely empty calories, heavily loaded with saturated fats and sugars.
You are entirely negating the profound thermogenic calorie burn by dumping a massive surplus of unneeded energy into your stomach. This profound lack of basic dietary discipline impacts the delicate antioxidant profile and can temporarily pause cellular fat oxidation. The immediate introduction of refined sugars into your fasting morning routine triggers an intense and highly disruptive biological cascade. The massive, sudden influx of glucose forces your overworked pancreas to emergency release enormous quantities of the storage hormone insulin. Elevated systemic insulin acts as a chemical signal that instructs your body to shift focus away from fat-burning pathways. Your body shifts from a healthy state of lipid oxidation into a mode prioritizing cellular energy storage and fat accumulation. The subsequent rapid and inevitable crash in your blood sugar levels will leave you physically fatigued and craving artificial stimulation. By adhering strictly to the unadulterated black liquid, you flawlessly maintain much flatter and highly stable blood glucose levels. True metabolic freedom is found entirely in the rigid discipline of denying yourself temporary sugary pleasures for enduring biological stability. The final and absolutely highly critical boundary in this optimized protocol is the rigid enforcement of an afternoon cutoff. Caffeine possesses an incredibly long biological half-life that allows it to circulate aggressively in your bloodstream for many hours. If you mistakenly consume a cup at 4 in the afternoon, a significant portion of that active chemical remains firmly attached at midnight. This lingering pharmacological interference creates a devastating and entirely invisible disruption to your vital nocturnal brain regenerative cycles. You must establish a firm and unbreakable rule to cease all caffeine consumption strictly no later than 2 in the afternoon. This rigid daytime deadline provides your hepatic processing enzymes with adequate time to flush the active metabolites from your system. Treating a severe afternoon energy slump with another dose of artificial stimulants represents a failure of foundational biological management. Protecting your complex sleep architecture is the ultimate scientific reason why the 2 o'clock cutoff is highly crucial for optimal rest. The highly restorative, slow-wave deep sleep phase is the exact physiological moment when your brain initiates its vital cellular cleaning. This spectacular and heavily researched biological mechanism is known universally within the medical community as the glymphatic clearance system. Cerebrospinal fluid literally washes through your dense neural tissue to physically flush away all accumulated daily metabolic waste. It is during this exact specific window that metabolic waste products and potentially harmful proteins are actively cleared from your brain. The lingering presence of late-day caffeine prevents your brain from ever reaching the necessary depth to fully activate this system. You effectively significantly hinder your natural neurological cleaning process and allow metabolic debris to remain inside your skull overnight. Every single powerful neuroprotective benefit you gained from your perfectly timed morning coffee is compromised by an undisciplined afternoon cup. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively that true strength lies in the mastery over one's own physical impulses and desires. Ultimate cognitive longevity requires an equal, unwavering commitment to healthy daytime stimulation and profound, uninterrupted nocturnal biological recovery. By delaying your morning intake, using a clean paper filter, avoiding dense calories, and respecting the cutoff, you achieve absolute mastery. You successfully transform a common cultural beverage into an excellent tool for supporting natural liver detoxification and neurological preservation. Take commanding control of your energetic pathways and actively support your basal metabolic rate to serve your ultimate long-term goals. Armed strictly with this precise medical knowledge, you now possess the profound ability to actively engineer a highly vibrant, extended life. Pour your next perfectly filtered cup with absolute, unshakable intentionality and step confidently into a future of boundless biological resilience.